Three reasons why, ladies, we should stop eating ice. Yes, I said it. I know that, that's a big deal. I know how we are about our eyes. I used to be an ice eater, but I'm going to give you three very important reasons why we must stop eating ice. Okay? So, the very first reason is one of the most important reasons why we should stop eating ice. First is because ice is very cold. So, as we know, cold constricts, heat expands. With that being said, the coldness of the ice is constricting, making our blood vessels extremely narrow. Okay, and because of this, it makes it very challenging for blood and oxygen to flow to the brain, to the heart, and all other systems in our body. Ice, cold water is no good for the body. This is the reason why in Asian cultures you see that they serve warm water in their facilities, in their restaurants, because warm water is very soothing to the body. It helps with digestion, it helps with blood vessels, it helps with so many things. So, this is one of the reasons why, ladies, you don't want to. And gentlemen, I've never seen a man eat ice, but I do see them drink ice cold water. Okay, so that coldness is really not good for the inside of our body. All right, so what happens is when we are not getting the proper oxygen and blood flow to our brain, that may result in a stroke. I have been hearing a lot of sisters in their 30s and their 40s having strokes. Now, I'm not saying this is the cause of their strokes particularly, but I am saying that we know that a stroke is because there's a lack of blood flow to the brain. All right, so if we know this, it just makes sense for us to make sure that we are eliminating the habits that can contribute to a lack of blood flow to the brain, to the heart, and any other body system. So one sister I know, she had a stroke and now she's trying to learn how to walk again. One sister I know, she had 3 strokes back to back in one day. A lot of the habits that we don't think that's a big deal are actually creating a lot of damage to our body. So we want to make sure that we, even though I know how soothing and how good the ice can be, I remember sharing a video about this or some information once before about not eating ice, and it was so many sisters that responded, and they was like they've tried to eat ice, tried to stop eating ice. They don't know why they can't stop eating ice, because it's very addictive. And I know a lot of times, we contribute the ice eating to the low iron of things of that nature. That's the work that we should be doing. We should be looking at why we are eating the ice. So another reason why we're eating the ice is because low iron, but another reason is we're eating it for emotional reasons, emotional highs and emotional lows, right? So when we feeling really good, we doing our thing, we want our cup of ice, or when we're in a low state, when we're depressed, we're not feeling good, we're stressed, we have things on our mind, we're eating ice. We have to learn better ways to center ourselves to deal with our highs and our lows. We don't have to invite the ice in to be a part of that. See, because it's doing more damage to the body than it is good. Another thing we have to realize is that ice eating is very taxing on the teeth. We know dental work can be extremely expensive. So if we're constantly eating ice is extremely hard. We're stripping away the enamel on our teeth, just damaging to the point where, you go to the dentist, they're talking about root canals, which we shouldn't be getting. It's more natural ways to handle that. But in addition to eating ice, it just does so much harm than it does good to our body. It's a temporary satisfaction that is it does a long time damage to the body, and it's not worth it. I shared a while back a pamphlet from a Japanese doctor, and I read this pamphlet, and the pamphlet was about consuming things that's really cold. And he talked about how when you consume things that's really cold, how it was a long list of health issues that these things create in our body. Okay, so just to sum it all up and wrap it up, make sure that we are working that mental muscle to try to stop eating ice. Whatever personal challenges you may have, while you feel like you're being drawn to the ice, really sit with yourself and sit and think about, when you are looking to go get a cup of ice, why? What's going on in your mind? What's going on with your life or your relationships, where you feel like you're ready now to get in your comfort zone and eat your ice? You see, that's the work that should be done, and eliminate that ice. I have tried several times to stop before I finally stopped. So I get it, but the point of the matter is we have got to stop for longevity. We don't want to be suffering with, strokes and heart attacks, something that can be prevented on the front end. Okay. All right. So just wanted to share that. Very important, because there's so many sisters that's having strokes. I've seen sisters so addicted to the ice, they've gotten a little mini ice machine for crushed ice. I see them at the gas stations getting several cups of ice, putting them in the cup holders, and it's really a big thing that needs to be discussed, because it can be prevented. So I hope that you all receive this message with love. And guess what? If you know somebody that eat ice, please share this with them and let them know they've got to stop eating ice, because it's very damaging to the blood vessels, making the blood vessels very narrow, and it's making the body work so hard just to get blood to the brain and to the heart. All right, and this is where those where you think you feeling good and you think you at good health come down with a stroke, come down with a heart attack, because the body is imbalanced, the mind internally, and overall the body is in complete imbalance as to why we're even eating ice. So please try to work that mental muscle, that inner self, and that higher self to stop eating ice.